Hello everyone, my name is Paul. I'm from TILTAL, which is the Technology in Language Teaching and Learning group. You can see me here sitting on the left side wearing the white sweater. Sitting to my right wearing the purple hoodie is Raquel Ribeiro. Hello Raquel.
Hi Paul, hi everyone.
Raquel is also an English teacher and a EdTech enthusiast and expert, and she's based in Brazil.
That's right.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your teaching context there in Brazil?
Yeah, I teach English for students of different age ranges. So they're children and teenagers and adult learners, and mostly teenagers, young adults and adult learners. And I see that it's important to look at technology as a way to promote students' agency in their learning process, or what is also called independent learning, considering the context of this before and after the pandemic with this remote teaching context and
Yes.
in-person classes and the challenges and the new options that have come up, and students have decided for maybe not in person for a while or remote teaching, and also the demands, if you think of adult learners, of the job market, the abilities they need to have.
Absolutely, yes.
It's important to take this into consideration too.
So in this is the first in a series of 6 videos where Raquel and I are evaluating the viability of virtual worlds for teaching and learning languages. This environment is called Spatial, Spatial.io, and you can go here and you can create your own room, and I can show you a little bit more here. You can navigate around the room, you can invite people into your room. So what are your initial impressions of this virtual environment, Raquel?
I look at virtual environments like immersive spaces and somehow as a portal to what the metaverse can be.
Yes.
And we think of these as a possibility of socialization or communication. And it's different from, for instance, interacting in Teams or Zoom or Google Meet, because it's actually like you are in a living room or in any other space in a house.
Yes.
And I think for our brain, it does have an impact on how to interact.
Definitely.
We get curious on the features and the furniture. And I believe there's room to explore the teaching points or the communicative points that our students, our learners are going through according to the lessons. And that's exciting. I think, of course, we're not going to give a full class in an immersive environment, in a virtual world, but maybe for one specific practice moment, or maybe to get started with a lesson that's engaging. And it's a very important cognitive process for learning.
Definitely.
That there's this interest, there's this sparkle of curiosity.
So you can see, I agree with all that, Raquel, and it creates a greater sense of realism. For example, with my character on the left side, you can see that my face is actually my real face. I mean, when I first logged into Spatial, it gave me the option to add a photograph of my face, and when I did that, it converted the photograph into a 3D representation of my head. Now, one thing with Raquel, she did not choose to do that, and I think she chose just to have a virtual avatar. Now, if you look at our characters, Raquel, they keep looking from the left side to the right side to the left side to the right side. It's like they're searching for something. Now, I find that a little bit distracting, actually. I kind of wish
so too.
My avatar would stop moving. But let's move around the room a little bit here to show people how we can move. Yeah, so Raquel is now standing up. I can stand up as well. Now, we are behaving in a very bad-mannered way by standing on the chair here. Okay. But basically, we can move around. I can follow Raquel. Raquel, could you go outside, maybe? Could you go outside and show people outside?
All right, so I'll follow you. So you go.
Okay, you follow me.
I'll follow you then.
Okay. So this is outside my house. I can see a beautiful river here. So again, this is the first in a series of 6 virtual worlds that we're looking at. And for me, this is by far the most beautiful virtual world. Like, I could stand here and look at this river for hours, I think. Raquel, what do you think?
I think I should be careful with the river. I've
Yes.
had experiences in the river.
So the first time we logged onto Spatial, Raquel got stuck in the river, which is not good.
Yeah,
But
we keep laughing about it.
yeah,
So I'll keep at a distance from the river.
yes. So I think Raquel was saying before, this is really really creates a huge sense of realism for the students, and it's kind of inspiring. What kind of language activities could you do here, do you think, Raquel? What kind of activities could you do here for language learning?
What comes to mind first is describing an environment or comparing different places or countries or preferences, vacations, spots, or those are the things that come to mind first. What about you?
Yeah,
What
just
do you see? Which
of course.
possibilities do you see, Paul?
Describing the environment. So I think before you taught me a word in Portuguese. So Raquel is a fluent speaker of Portuguese, and I speak a little bit of Japanese. So what we decided to do to test the viability for learning languages in this environment is for me to teach Raquel a few Japanese words and phrases, and for Raquel to teach me a few Portuguese words and phrases. Now, if I'm correct in saying that bonita is the word for beautiful, is that right?
That's right.
Yes. So how would I say beautiful view? I think we discovered that when we're teaching each other languages inside this environment, we need to use the audio and the video in conjunction with the writing as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
And for instance, when we say a vista é bonita, you could also say a vista é muito bonita.
Okay, that's a little bit too advanced for me, I think, Raquel.
And not more advanced than neko.
No, neko is, yeah.
I
So
have a hard time.
I already taught Raquel the word neko, so I could put a cat into this environment, actually. I have this add content button here, you can see at the bottom. If I click on that, I can find some things. I have a cat here, and I could put that into the environment here now. Okay, you can see the cat there. Yeah.
Yeah. And can you bring the cat closer to me, please? And then, for instance, you can ask where the cat is, and maybe using that to talk about prepositions,
Yes, exactly. We could put something on the cat or under the cat or next to the cat.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Let me place the cat.
Put the cat in the tree.
Can we make the cat bigger, Paul? I clicked in this blue plus, which is add content. No, not that. I actually clicked on the cat, and there's a pop-up with position, rotation, and I clicked on scale.
Ah, I found it.
Yes. Yeah. So
now I'm making a huge
You see how we can figure out things together?
Yes.
So by exploring things, and we actually see the features of the cat in details. So for instance, if you're teaching young learners, these details of the legs, the paws, makes a difference.
Yeah, that's really great. That's really great. We can't walk any further this way, so there's a limit to how far you can go. Now, I've run into invisible barrier, so I can't go any further this way, which makes me feel sad because I want to explore this environment a little bit more, but I can't do that right now. So
the island of Lost.
Yeah. And there's a waterfall over here. Quite nice. If you hit number 1 on your keyboard, can you try that? Yeah, there we go. So that's kind of a fist pump, yeah? Number 2 is a kind of a wave of goodbye or hello. And number 3 is a little strange gesture. I'm not sure what that is.
Teens would know.
Number 4 is some kind of a dance.
Yeah, also their department.
Number 5 is a kind of a dance as well.
So I think the thing is you have to go through 3, 4, 5. 5, 3, 4.
Mm.
Okay.
Now, I like it before when Raquel made the sticky note bigger. That means that we could, really make it visible to everyone. Um, Let me try that again now. This is a big sticky
Okay.
note. Then if you click on it, you can actually make it much bigger, like this. Whoa, look at
Mm.
that.
In case you haven't noticed.
Yes. So if you're teaching a big class of students, maybe it would be nice to make the sticky note really big, so they could read it easily. So Raquel, do you have any final reactions to this environment, and particularly in relation to its viability for teaching and learning languages?
Well, I see possibilities here in terms of interacting with the environment. There's an inside, there's an outside. Like you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned, it's very realistic.
Yes.
And we get to understand, okay, maybe to get to understand how to move the avatar around.
Mm-hmm.
But I do see possibilities, I would say so. What about you? How do you
Yeah.
see that?
I think I agree with pretty much everything that you've said. I think this is the most beautiful of the environments that we've looked at. I really like it. I like the idea that you can put your own face on the avatar. I don't like the fact that our avatars keep looking around as if they're kind of paranoid about something.
Yeah, I
It's
have the
really
same
annoying me.
feeling. It's like
Yeah,
really paranoid, and it's all
yeah.
right, nothing's
Yes, yes.
happening.
Nothing's coming. And
Yeah,
also, I have to say that the first time Raquel and I tried Spatial, we had a real problem with Raquel's audio. So what we're doing on this attempt is we're speaking through Zoom, but we're actually interacting through Spatial. Now, we didn't know whether the audio problem was connected to Spatial or if it was connected to Raquel's hardware.
yeah,
So we decided to give Spatial the benefit of the doubt. So yeah, we are currently speaking through Zoom. But Spatial does have the ability to have audio and video as well, so that's good. Okay, so we can actually react with emoji inside Spatial as well. So if you're on a desktop keyboard, you press Y for yes, and that gives a thumbs up, and you press N for no, which is thumbs down. Yeah. So if you're talking to a group of people and you want them to confirm they understand, they could use the Y key to express their understanding, or the N key to show that they don't understand. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.
bye.